What is up, Rap Potential YouTube, and welcome to today's video. It is with a heavy heart that I have to ask you guys this next question, but for the safety and you know, the safety of me, the safety of people who I let drive my cars, and then also just the fact that this car is a ripper, I have to ask you this. So, if you haven't noticed, I try my best not to show it, but the silver car is honestly the rustiest car I own out of pretty much all of them. That's the bad side. This is the better side. Rockers are pretty much shot. There's actually 2 quarter panels on each side. The people I got it from before me, previous owner, when they repainted it, they just laid a whole nother quarter panel on it. You can feel there's 2 pinch welds in here. And it's literally just, look at that. That's literally Bondo coming out of my fender. It's not dirt, it's Bondo glue. So you hear full of putty, not the best car ever, and I knew that when I bought it. And it being a northern car all its life, right? It's got been run, it's got whatever. So anyways, the last time I drove it, in the last video, I broke my handbrake, but I can feel the rear end moving more than it normally does. And when you have bin rot, that means the upper link mount is rusted out, just like this, right here. And when it does that, it'll have a tendency that mount can now flex, and you lose the structure. So the car is basically, it's fixable. Don't get me wrong. Somebody could definitely fix all of this. And it is my first Rx7, so I'm not getting rid of it. But I think we're going to rehome a majority of the parts this summer. And I want to ask you guys the question as to what I should do with it, or what I should do with the parts. So, a majority of you guys have spotted that I have a 1976 Rx5 Cosmo chilling over here. I got this car in a trade. I had initially bought the blue car to reshell the silver car probably 3 years ago and put all my good stuff on this blue car, which is rust-free, like perfect one owner, 79 Daytona blue, super cool. But guy I know that had the Cosmo wanted that, so we traded. So now I have a Cosmo. Should I take apart the silver car and put the Bridgeport motor, the Rx8 Transit I have for it, the rear end from that, probably the header, like the exhaust, carburetor, you know, fuel pumps, majority of the stuff from that car, should I put it in here? I wouldn't restore this car, so there would be no repaint, there would be no rotisserie restoration, no nothing. Just as it is right now. This car is a little rusty, but it's not rusty, unsafe rusty. It's got a little rust in this door and that fender, and that's okay. You know, not a big deal. It's not going to fall apart. The silver car is probably going to fall apart. One of these times I'm going to do a donut and leave the rear end in the road. So, should I go ahead and just take that stuff out of this, or with the help from you guys, somebody track me down another SA shell? I have a Super Mint FB84 chassis at home. It's completely rust-free, perfectly straight. The only thing it doesn't have is doors, but I have enough doors to give you some rust-free doors. And it's just not an SA. It's not a 79 or an 80, which has the cool rear end. And it's what my first car was. You know, I can't paint it silver and just replace this and no one would know. So, should I try to trade that chassis for an SA chassis? I really don't want to like spend $2,000 on a car just to have another first gen. I'd rather just stick my stuff in something else or just keep driving it like it is till it breaks, but I wouldn't let somebody else drive that car in its current state right now. It's being more weird. And I know first gens, I've been driving that car for 6 years and racing my rally car, and it is something's not happy in the back. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you think. I'm kind of leaning more towards just putting the Cosmo together and parking the silver car down in the field, but you never know. So, what have I been working on this week? I have been sanding the interior of this car. Every square inch I've busted my fingers. I don't have fingerprints anymore on my fingers, and it's sanded. I need to vacuum it once more and wipe it down again just to make sure that I didn't miss any spots. And by sanded, I mean like I sanded all this, we sanded all this, we sanded this, we sanded back here. This stuff you see in here is just dust. Sanded all this, sanded all this. I had already painted the roof and behind the dash and the top of the cage. All the cage bars are sanded. The whole rear trunk well right there where your back seats would go is sanded. Back in here is sanded. So today, I'm fixing to lay down some rattle can primer, scuff that a little bit if there's any issues, and then throw down some paint in the back of here and in the floor. Since we got this fresh dash in here all masked up, we can paint the rest of this. Then I get to hang the doors on it, which will be awesome because it gets the doors off the ground. And I guess, yeah, question for you. Do I leave all of this just fresh, clean, and paint, white showing, open? Or whenever I order LRB door panels, because I'm going to get some fresh LRB door skins for this. I already have some for it, but I want some new ones because mine are crappy. LRB door panels, probably an LRB battery box, probably LRB defroster vents for sure. But should I get the LRB like rear aluminum trim kit for the back of here? Do you think in a race car is it going to look better to have the aluminum trim or to just leave it like freshly painted but bare? I don't know. Drop a comment on that too. Let me know. Cosmo or all aluminum stuff. So y'all are going to see in the next 30 seconds this car turn from dirty white to really white. And then we'll probably put the doors on it, and then I'm going to start working on engine stuff tomorrow. So this is the weekend video, but we're getting mad, cool project, progress done. The other thing that's really scary, I was in the back of this car, back here, sanding, and this hood fell down, and I literally thought the world was ending. It scared the crap out of me. But I need to pull the hood off and paint the bottom of the hood at some point too. The next... trying to get this car done by the end of February. So let's get cracking. I'm finally through like this parts that take forever and it doesn't look like we make progress. Like once the interior is painted, this thing's gonna look like $1 million, and we're pretty much done. All it needs is seats mounted, and then the rest of the wiring hooked up, and the wiring ran to the back. The doors. This door is the door we're gonna use. This door had an altercation with something right here, and it's all mangled. So I'm gonna go get a better door. And then we're going to put this door on the junk parts car down there and take the good door from that car and put it on this car. Because if I don't have to do body work, I got another door. It's not like that one cares that the door's blue or white or orange for it to sit in my field and not get water in it. So, engine is in, and I need to pop that back out in this video as well. So, we're just going to start hopping through, me doing stuff, and we'll catch up whenever we get more stuff done. The weekend of work. And it's cold because I ran out of firewood. So, let's get cracking. Hey guys, remember to put your throwout bearing in. Welcome to the end of the time-lapse, your high potential YouTube and B-roll and all the stuff. It is officially hailing at my house in Tennessee. Hail, you can see that. Yeah, it's hailing. I moved my pickup truck up here because my daily driver, which you guys can't see jack anything. Alright, so I moved my pickup truck into the under my lean-to, half of it, because my daily driver Jeep, I don't care about if it gets hail damage. It was like hail. I'm stoked. And the dog made it to the shop, but she's stuck in the shop. She won't come back over here. Oh, here she comes. No, no, no. Come on, buddy, run. Run like you mean it. Whoa. It's raining. So, I'm going to go back to the shop and finish cleaning some intakes. So, buddy, you're going to be real going back to the shop. Sorry. This is gonna be wet. Alright, well let's go on an adventure. Well, now we're in the shop, so I'll give you a quick update before I finish it up. Let me turn the lights on. Alright. So, if you can hear me over the rain, because it is a little lighter right now than it probably will be. So here's what we got done. I got the upper intake cleaned. I've got to lay some black paint down here in the REGI section. They always look fantastic if you can paint the letters. As you can see, these used to be red. From the factory, I think they're just left bare. They're not painted, but black is always a win. I've got to clean this here, the lower intake manifold, so scrape this whole gasket off of here. Wire wheel brush, clean everything. Same thing on this side. Block off plates, we got to clean those up. Somebody used some cardboard to seal this up from Speedway. I got some baking soda, which is the ultimate trick, which you'll see in this next clip. And we're going to soda blast the throttle body. So there's these little things you can get from Harbor Freight, and Charles, I know, watches all the videos. Your soda blaster is still here, hanging on my wall where it's been for a long time. But you fill this thing up with baking soda, and it's just like a little siphon. You run air pressure through it, and the baking soda won't tear up plastic or rubber seals, but it'll mostly clean like surface dirt. You're not going to get a sandblasted finish, but you will get a lot of the dust and grime and crap that just gets on your precious parts, we'll say. So I'm going to go ahead, do all that. We'll get all that stuff done. And then basically that'll probably be the end of this video because, well, it's storming. It's actually warm, so I probably should work longer in the shop tonight, but I need to get this edited up for you guys. Later this week, we'll be driving Forest episode on Thursday with the yellow FD. If you saw the Instagram post, I'm going to keep posting some pictures of that car this week. And then, yeah, don't forget, the beginning of the video, Cosmo or find a new SA shell. I've got a couple leads on some SA shells, you know, put my feelers out, but the Cosmo would be cool, and I have it. I don't have to spend any money to do it. You know, I could just put it all in the Cosmo. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. For now, I'm going to keep cranking away on this. So we'll keep it rad, close the video in 45 seconds. Alright guys, so it is a little bit later. I have successfully soda blasted all the hard to reach places on this intake manifold, and they're in. No, the goal is not to make it look perfectly brand new, but the goal is to make it look mega better than it did, and I think we achieved that. So, with that comes the end of this video. I was going to hang the doors on tonight, but with the rain and getting tires on the Jeep and everything, I was stoked to just get this stuff done, so that gives me plenty of headway such that tomorrow and Thursday I can get the doors on and start messing with this harness. So pretty stoked for that. The engine stuff, I need to go rob some parts off the brown car that used to be on this car, because when I took this car apart for paint and then I started messing with that one, I started using some of my known good GSLSE parts, which are from this car, to try to fix what's wrong on that car so that I could buy something new. So I tried the injectors, the throttle body, the whole, this whole deal I put on there, the ECUs in that car, some of the sensors that are on this side are all in that car. So I got to go pull stuff off that, and it was raining, so I couldn't really get this part of the engine dialed in. But lower intake manifold cleaned, upper and middle cleaned. I'll paint the black on the REGI, and it'll look like $1,000,000. And then put the block off plates back on, and we're good. So thank you guys very much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.